Alright, hi boys and girls. Today we are going to use this worksheet, and we're on lesson 4. We're going to go over a couple things first, and then we'll get the worksheet out and do it together. So we haven't really reviewed coding words yet, but when we code a word, we're using our brevs, our macrons. It's ways to help us know how to say a word. So we have the vowel. Ooh, I left my marker out too long. We have the vowel consonant pattern, where our vowel gets the brev. Alright, so in a word like bug, get my marker working for us. In a word like bug, we find the vowel and then we look to see what's next, and we have a consonant next. So in that case, our U gets the brev. In the word sit, there we go, now it's back. We find our vowel, our I, next we have a consonant. It gets the brev. In the word if, let's use a shorter word. We find our vowel. It has a consonant next to it. It gets the brev. So this is how we code our words, and that's called our vowel consonant pattern. All right. We could use all different kinds of words. Let, vowel consonant. And we could write it below if we were confused, and then we would put the brev. All right, so that's basically what we're doing on this next worksheet. Is we are coding, and then we are matching to the picture. So another code I want to talk about that we talked about a little bit yesterday is in the word cat. So if we were coding cat, we would see vowel consonant and we would get our brev. Then we see our C that makes the k sound. And when that happens, we give it a K back to kind of tell us it kind of is making that K sound. Okay? I think that's all the tricks for us. So let's move on to our worksheet. We're going to do this together, and then you're going to do the back on your own, kind of like we used to on the other worksheets. So let's grab this. All right, so here we have it. We have ant. So we're going to find our vowel, our A, and then we're going to look next to it and we see a N, which is a consonant. So our A gets a brev. And then we're going to look for a picture of an ant. Do you see one? It's just in one of these first 4. I see it. It's right here. We're going to draw a line to the ant. Next we have the word net. So we're going to find our vowel, and then we see our consonant next to it. It gets the brev, and then we could sound it out if we weren't sure that was the word net. Net. And then we're going to find our picture of a net and draw a line. Here we have our next word. We're going to find our vowel, our A, and then look next to it. It's a P, it's a consonant, it gets a brev. Then what else do we have? We have that C, and it's at the beginning of the word, and it makes the k, ap sound. So we're going to put a K back on it, right? And then we're going to find a picture of a cap. I see one, do you? A cap. Next, we have our vowel consonant. We see our E and then a G, so it gets a brev, and we can sound it out, egg, egg. And then that's for that group. All right, let's move on down to here. Here we have we find our vowel, and next to it's a consonant, so it's going to get that brev. We also see that C, and it's at the beginning. It's going to make that k sound. It gets the K back. Camp. What do you think picture might be of camping? Here we have some tents. We camp in tents, so let's draw our line there. Next we have this word. We find our vowel, our O, and look next to it. It's an X, so it gets the brev, and then we could sound it out, box, box. And we know that's a picture of a box right there, right? All right, next up here, we're doing the same thing. We find our I, and we look next to it. It's a T, so it gets the brev, it, mit. And I see a mit right here. Go ahead and draw your line. Next, we find our E. We get a brev because there's a T next to it. Pet, pet. Oh, here we see a boy, and he's got his dog. I bet that's his pet. All right. Next, we find our O. It's first, and then we have an X, so it gets the brev, and we have ox, ox. Now, if you didn't know what an ox was, but you could kind of deduct what it might be, because we have a picture of a bell, we know, and the number 6. So we'd have to say that's probably the ox, right? Let's draw our line. All right, next we have our vowel, our U. We're going to put a little brev above it. And we have bus, bus. And I'm sure you know what a bus looks like up here. All right, next we have our vowel consonant, so it gets that brev, and we have b, e, o, bell. And that's our bell. And then down here we have our vowel, our I, and then X next to it, brev, s, ix, 6. All right, that was pretty easy, right? We're used to this. So we're going to turn it on the back. You can see my black lines through it. You're just going to do the same thing on this side, but by yourself, and I think you can get it. So make sure you put those brevs on the vowels and then draw a line to the picture that matches. See you next time.